Hello guys, and welcome to another David Zamaleta. In today's video, I want to do a comparison between these two diagnostic scan tools. So you guys already know that for a while, this was my go-to. It's a iCarsoft CR Plus, not an MB2 because this can scan all of the models, and currently this unit is on sale for like $159, okay? And iCarsoft MB2 is for sale for $129 on Amazon. If you guys are still looking for these units, I'm going to link them up in the description below. But this is no longer my go-to unit. Both of these units are similar in size. I just wanted to show you kind of like side-by-side comparisons. This unit right here is what I would highly recommend instead of the MB2. So I'm going to try to compare this to the MB2 unit. So MB2 unit currently costs $129 and this currently costs $189. So for an extra $60, you can get yourself a professional Mercedes diagnostic scan tool that has all of these different services that it performs on a Mercedes. There's really no comparison when it comes to the iCarsoft MB2. Like that MB2 is left in the dust. What I will do in the end of the video is I will leave both of the capabilities of these units using my AI voice. So hopefully you guys don't get freaked out about it, because I really don't care about really sounding all professional and listing every single feature. But in case you guys want to hear what both of those features have, I will provide screenshots accompanied by AI voice, which sounds basically like me, which is very surprising. But anyways, what I like about this unit here is that, first of all, it's affordable. Second of all, lifetime updates. This will actually do ECU tuning and, programming, well, maybe not tuning, but programming for sure. And some of the things that it does, you could kind of consider it tuning. But for more close observation, I will plug it in right now, and we're going to go through some of the things that it does. But guys, this is hands down the best unit you can get if you just want something cheap on a budget for your Mercedes Sprinter. Maybe you don't care about getting any other type of units. This is why I want to make this comparison today. Now, normally, I would carry iCarsoft CR Plus in my Sprinter van. Now, this Sprinter's undergoing renovations, okay? It's going to be getting a paint job, so this is not how it's supposed to look like, but you probably already know that. See, it's kind of like sanded and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I'm currently working on several different projects. What I want to do is I want to plug this into this Mercedes Sprinter, which is 2006 version. And I will be doing a separate video probably tomorrow or the next day. I'm going to be getting a customer that's going to be showing up with a 2014 four-cylinder Sprinter, which is going to be 2.1 liters. So that's going to be interesting to scan it and just to see what comes up. Because depending on the vehicle, it's going to show different information, So if something older, it's going to show one thing. Something newer, it's going to show another thing. So what I want to do is I want to plug this up and scan it and go into some of the different things that it does. I think it's going to be interesting. So let's get it done. So basically, first, I'm going to go ahead and plug it in. This van's been mainly sitting, and it's, it's not completely dirty, but it's a little dusty, things of that nature. So let's go ahead and show you. All right, so I do have the key in my pocket. Let's go ahead and just put this thing second position. I haven't even turned this unit on. Oh, it's only showing like 1%, so I haven't charged it. So it's kind of should still power on. And actually, I'm just gonna go ahead and start this van. So basically the unit has pulled up. So before we begin, I do want to say this, okay? If you guys been watching this channel for a while, then you will know that Sprinters are great vehicles for sure. In 2004 through 2006, I pretty much say that these probably are the best Sprinters that was ever made, okay? It's a little loud. Oh yeah, my rear doors are open. But anyways, this is a toolbox, by the way. But without further ado, sprinters have problems, okay, and sometimes they're so unexpected. Today it was working fine, the next day it's not. So today it's no limp mode, tomorrow's limp mode, or maybe a little bit later on today is going to be limp mode for you, okay? So one of the best ways to minimize your headaches is, of course, have some kind of diagnostic scan tool, even if it's not one of these. So I got this unit recently, and I wasn't planning to buy this unit because I already have $1,199 iCarsoft X431 S Plus Pro Elite, you know, like all those different acronyms that they've used for it. I bought basically the best unit for the money, you know, plus taxes, of course, from Amazon. And I have iCarsoft, and I really like that one. It's a very nice unit, scans every single vehicle, great. But Launch has seen those videos, and they're like, hey, would you like to check out this unit? And I'm like, well, yeah, if you send it free. So that's what they did. Now, if I wasn't messing with other cars, like you see, I have other cars in the property, and I need to be able to scan any type of vehicle out there, right, that I have. So I needed something that's a little bit more serious, a little bit more professional, and I bought the best thing that they had for $1,199. But here's the thing, that unit comes with 2-year free updates, and after that, you gotta pay for updates. I guess if you need them, you know, maybe you could just use it without it. But anyways, with that being said, this unit right here is lifetime free updates. Okay, great, you're perfect. That means you could just keep updating it, great. What I did not know last time when I was making this video, because I know how cheap this unit was, it's $189. I wasn't expecting much from it. Like, I literally thought this is very similar to iCarsoft MB2. And you guys already know that I've been using iCarsoft CR Plus because it scans every single vehicle, and it allowed me to basically, you know, use it very quickly. Even though I own Mercedes Star diagnostic system as well prior to these other units, still a little unit like this, which was my iCarsoft CR Plus, was my go-to unit because it's very quick. You plug it in, there's no power cords, nothing. You plug this unit in and you go ahead and delete what you got to delete, look at the codes that you want to look at, and that's about it, okay? The good thing about CR Plus, it was allowing me to access certain things and see kind of like what's going on, but it's not very intuitive, okay? It doesn't have everything that I need. Now, last time when I was actually looking at this unit, I was just kind of like firsthand, just like observing it, like doing like a normal diagnostic scan tool. And after I'm making that video, I went back to the Amazon store and I looked at this and I'm like, what? It does ECU tuning or programming. Well, like, let me look for exact words, guys, because I will get into it more in the video, but let me tell you exact words. ECU coding, okay? It is a bi-directional unit. That means you could check all of these different systems. It also does different type of services, including key programming. So how many times you run into a situation where you starting a Sprinter and you're getting a start error, okay? For some reason, it is no longer reading your key, and then maybe you need a new key, and then you buy it, and the dealership or whoever tells you need key programming. Well, with this unit, you're going to be able to program your key. So one of the things that I always recommended for you guys is this. I don't care what you guys use as far as the scan tool, okay? I don't need to be selling this to you, and I'm not, trust me. So, and this is not my job at all. I got a unit, I checked it out, I made a video, the company's happy. This is it. I'm not making this for them. I'm making this for you guys. So, doesn't matter what you have. When you run into a situation where you have some kind of code, it's nice to be able to at least know what's going on, okay? But when you're getting all of these other extras that's built in for such a low price, wow, this could be a lifesaver. This could like literally save you a till, okay? So right now, I just want to bring you guys some examples. You know, this particular Sprinter, how dirty it is. I got a busted window right now. It's being sanded down. I'm gonna, need to like repair some of the rust on it. As you guys know, Sprinters have like lots of rust problems. Well, this Sprinter was sitting for a couple years, okay? It started right up, which was like very surprising. Started right up. Nothing was seized on it. But guess what? It didn't happen without its problems. Now, I started driving this van over here, like just like locally, like once I started up, and I went across the street and, you know, like in a regular like neighborhood, and it's just like driving, and I noticed right away my transmission is not shifting. It just wasn't shifting. So of course I had my CR Plus unit with me, and it makes no difference which unit you're gonna need to, which unit you're gonna have in order to scan for the codes and delete them. That's definitely great because I was able to scan my transmission codes and be able to tell me like what's really going on. But of course this is a huge plus because like this is a, you know, does a lot more. But without that being said, because I said like any type of unit, okay? So what did I do? I deleted the codes for the transmission. The problem did not go away, unfortunately. I had to delete those codes like seriously, like about like 6 or 7 times. I was on the verge of kind of like almost kind of like just giving up and thinking that, look, I'm just gonna probably have to dig into the transmission, because what was going on is that the transmission was going into limp mode, which means it's stuck in second gear, and it can't get out of it. And part of the reason for that is that the transmission conductor plate, when the speed sensor on the conductor plate itself gets fouled up with all the metal gunk on there and stuff, along with like, you know, other type of metal deposits, and it just all gets gunked up. It doesn't know what speed that you're in, okay? And yeah, that can be very annoying, especially if you're trying to deliver a load. That has happened to me, and then you can't go anywhere. Sometimes you can delete it and it works. But anyways, after deleting about 7 times, guys, and this is also shutting the vehicle down, starting it back up, and, you know, like taking it through the motions. Yes, I was able to actually cure this code with the transmission. It no longer shows up. It's great. Now, with that being said, why am I bringing all this stuff up to you? Because the vehicle's been sitting for a while. That's one thing. It doesn't have to sit for a while in order to experience problems, okay? And not every single problem with the Sprinter can be solved with diagnosing your Sprinter with a computer. Sometimes you gotta think, sometimes you gotta observe, listen, smell, you know, that kind of thing. With that being said, this Sprinter has been sitting for, gosh, since November the 15th, after I've been, you know, going, you know, like through the motions. It's just been sitting there. And I've done some work to it here and there, and I was busy and working on my 2003 Sprinter, also setting it up like a mobile mechanic van, which I'm not gonna really get into in this video, but you know, long story short, it's set up. It also needed some parts, so some of those parts came in. I gotta install them. Now the video is gonna be made, but I'm kind of like back to this one because I wanted to make this video for you all and just show you guys what this does. Now, with all that being said, I'm curious to find out, okay, last time I had a transmission issue, okay, will it have any type of issue right now? Because yes, I started it up today. Battery was actually drained. I had to jump it, so I jump it with my battery jump box, and then I parked it over here because tomorrow I'm gonna have a customer showing up, and I need to park it in front of my garage so I could actually continue working on a customer's vehicle. So I'm kind of curious. I wanted to diagnose it, thinking that, is there any other codes that's gonna show up? And this is where we at today. Now, with that being said, there's no check engine light right now, but that doesn't mean there's no codes, okay? So let's see what it has, okay? And before we proceed, okay, some of you guys are gonna think probably I talk too much, which I do, okay? But you have to kind of like realize, a lot of you guys that's watching these videos, the reason you're watching this video is actually to get some information, okay? This is not kind of like, okay, I put a wrench on, I remove the bolt, show you guys where it goes, and problem solved, and you get to move on to your next thing. Okay, so every single video obviously going to be different, and I cover different type of topics, but it's all kind of relevant to the ownership of these type of Sprinters. So I'm sorry for those of you that think I talk too much, but not everyone here is a service technician or a mechanic, or even had to deal with these Sprinters. So I want to make sure that I don't leave anybody behind. Now, with that being said, let's jump in over here and actually check it out, just to see like what this computer has. And yesterday, I posted a video of a $569 unit, iCarsoft, not iCarsoft, launch X431 Elite, but not a Pro, Elite. It's still great. I did some diagnostics on some Porsches at my brother's shop. Now that is a step up unit from this. If somebody needs to scan every single vehicle, Even though I have a $1,200 unit, which is a bigger screen, if you don't need that bigger screen, if you don't need all of those extra wires that it comes with, because that thing comes with so much wires and you could do like so much with it, like to the point where you're probably gonna have to study up on your diagnostics when it comes to actually diagnosing different things, because it's got a lot. You could scan any type of vehicle. Now, if you want to stick with something simple that just has an OBD2 plug-in port, that $569 unit is great, hands down, affordable, does pretty much everything. Like, it's crazy good. Now that, surprisingly, is going to be my go-to unit. One of the things that I've been saying with this video and others, you gotta have a unit like this with you, no matter what you have. Like, have something, like, put in your glove box, carry this unit with you, because that's gonna save you a tow. So this unit is now going to be my my go-to unit for this particular Sprinter. It's going to be here inside. If any problem occur, I'm going to diagnose it, and it's a Mercedes, so Mercedes is useful. Boom, it's here. My other 2003 Sprinter, that is my mechanic service Sprinter, which is mobile mechanic fan, that's going to have my $1,200 unit, because I want to make sure that I have everything I need for any type of car, any type of plug-in. Like, I'll be able to have it as a mechanic. But my day-to-day type of car that I drive for no matter what, and it's just a car, okay, or my Range Rover, I carry now my $569 launch unit, because that can scan any car. And if I have, like, let's say like I'm in Charlotte somewhere or surrounding areas, and a customer calls up and they're like, hey, can you diagnose my vehicle? Well, with the car I could just go and diagnose his vehicle with that unit. The reason I carry that one, it comes in a nice case, which is a plastic case, which protects that unit, and I have everything there that I need. I don't need like nothing extra. It's got its box, which is heavy duty. I love it, like, for that price. I mean, best part for me, again, Launch sent that to me for free, okay? My very first one I didn't, you know, but now that I have 31,000 subscribers, of course, companies, they want to throw some units at me, and I want to be clear with you guys. I'm not trying to sell you anything. These customers are not requesting me to do any such thing. They just want me to show that on my channel, okay? But I'm gonna be giving you my input, and if I think the unit is not worth it, then hey, it's not worth it. And at the end of the day, you guys decide what's right for you, because there's probably some other stuff out there. Very soon, there's gonna be another scan tool that's gonna come in. I don't know how much it is, but it's just a OBD2 Bluetooth Wi-Fi device that connects to your phone or tablet. Now, I was a service technician, and the dealership provided me with a professional OBD2 port, like a little thing like that. That was my diagnostic scan tool. That was everyone, including shop foremen. This is what they used. It was basically that was the dealership go-to, and that connected to any iPhone, tablet, iPad, which I kind of thought that was kind of handy, because that is slim, put in your glove box, pocket, jacket, like anything, and now you got a diagnostic scan tool. Now, a company has contacted me. I don't know their name. I didn't even look. They're like, hey, we seen your videos, we like them, can you check out our unit? And I said, yes, of course, send it to me. So that is on its way. And guess what? I'm saying that in this video that, hey, I'll be checking out that unit. I'm going to tell you guys what I think. Maybe that's a very good go-to option, okay? Maybe it does some coding. Maybe it doesn't. Maybe it just simply scans, okay? Now, since I am talking about units, there was another unit that I have tested, which I did not get for free. That company gives free units to somebody, but I did not contact them. I just straight up bought the best one they had, and that's called Carly, okay? I don't know if you ever heard of Carly, but here's the thing. You see the lemon face. It's a little bit of a disappointment, because there is a yearly subscription fee. I kind of don't like that. Now, when you buy that unit, it comes with a 1 year, and a great while it lasted. And then one day I needed to diagnose my car, and I needed to pay, I think, like $189 for like the year, and I'm like, nah, I already have all these other units. So I really like that little unit. I'll tell you, this is why I mentioned it. I really liked it, because I think all in all I spent probably like $200 on it. I thought it was great. What I really, really liked about that unit, it actually did coding, okay? It did coding, and anytime you run into, let's say like you had some codes, it had this feature for like mechanics and DIYers where it would tell you everything that's going on, which was kind of handy, like it was kind of cool. And you could just read up on it, and also allowed you to connect to the web and find information there. There was one little downside about that unit. It gave me incorrect engine temperature, like to the point where engine would be melting at that point, which it did that with my BMW. I didn't test it on any other vehicle. I bought it specifically to have in the BMW so I could do coding for the car battery, because I've seen videos on YouTube, they were doing car battery. But at that time, that the app, they allowed like a separate download for BMWs on Android devices. For some reason, that app was removed from the store, so I no longer had BMW app. I still was able to do coding, like any kind of car, whatever it has, I was able to do coding. Which for coding, it was kind of like cool. It was kind of cool, except there was no battery coding. Kind of sucked. I bought it for that reason, but there was no battery coding. That sucked a little bit. Now this unit will have that, like battery matching and stuff like that, including my other stuff. Okay, gosh, I didn't think I was gonna talk so much, but I get excited about these little units. I have like different things, and they all have pluses and minuses about them. But the reason I have to bring up like something like Carly or the other Bluetooth port connectors, just because they're so small, they're handy. You could like really put them in a glove box, and everybody has iPhones, and you might even have an iPad with you, so you could simply connect to that device, even like a laptop or something, and then boom, you have a professional diagnostic scan tool. So I'm very curious to find out, will that unit come with free updates? Will I need to have some kind of yearly subscription? I hate subscription models. I'll just tell you that much. This is why I like that this is free updates and no subscription, and none of the launch stuff is subscription. Now, one thing that I will be clear with you, after the 2-year free updates on my main computer, iCarsoft X431, to pay for the updates, not a subscription, updates, I think it's like $3.99. Trust me, I'm not looking forward to that. But that's updates. You could do without updates if your unit's update to date, like up to date. So I would make sure that it's completely updated, so I don't have to upgrade it. But anyways, let's get into this thing. With all this talking, I actually charged to 4% for my vehicle. So look, we got OBD2, we got diagnose, we got upgrade. Oh, it's actually connected to my Wi-Fi. I can't believe it's reaching my house Wi-Fi all the way from there. So looks like there's a firmware update, AppGuard protection program. There's an update, but that's like upgradable software. And Sprinter right there. See, I'm just gonna go ahead and update it and get that stuff done and start recording once it's complete. And boy, it's doing it kind of quickly. Okay. First section of updates, and that was already fine. And then this was recommended. What I'm kind of surprised to see is, why am I seeing Maserati or Mazda or SGM, Toyota, Volvo, and there's other things on here? I thought this was supposed to be Mercedes, and obviously Sprinter, obviously Maybach, which is covered. Which I don't mind. If it's got other makes here, cool. I'm curious to find out though. That's interesting. Okay, all of the updates are done. Now I'm curious to find out, will it actually connect to my vehicle without me having to put the VIN number in? So it's supposed to have this auto detect feature, and it's supposed to just figure out what kind of vehicle you have. On my 2003, I had to put the VIN number in, and I'm not sure if it was something I was doing or not doing, but I had to put the VIN number both times to connect to my vehicle. So I'm kind of wondering, do I have to do that on this one? So I'm gonna let it do this little update that it's been updated. Let's see what it does. It's doing something. Okay, sorry, car model software Chrysler download failed. please check the network or login status or download again in the update center. Okay, so interesting. Let's just do auto detect again. I think if it fails this time, I'll just go directly to Sprinter button and we'll see what happens. Getting the same message. Now let's go to the Sprinter and let's just do this. Let's just see what happens. I waited, it loaded up over here, so we're gonna do automatic search. Yeah, see, vehicle chassis cannot be determined. Then it means I will need to do manual, and I'll just select the Sprinter. Let's just do the health report. Ignition is on. Okay, it's doing something. I haven't had a put the VIN number in, which is good because it's a little bit annoying to have to type it in. Interesting, like, look, no check engine light. You know, I mean, I got like traction control, ESP, and ABS, but I'm getting some interesting fault codes. That's what I was trying to tell you. Doesn't, you know, check engine light not on doesn't mean that there's really nothing going on with your vehicle. So it's scanning it kind of quickly, which is nice. Auxiliary heater is equipped, but it's saying not equipped. So it does have a list of these codes, and there's a ton of them, apparently. Interesting. Telling me I got water in the fuel filter, but some of these refer to manual. Then I have right here brake signal plausibility. That is definitely possible. I do have some issues with the rear lights that I had to rewire, but my actual brake light switch sensor was replaced. So let's see, fault for control module A4, implausible transmission ratio. Now this is what I have talked about previously. It wasn't shifting, and then it was, and then it did not give me any more issues. I'm not sure if this will shift, but one of the ways to tell is this. You see how it's like got like park right now? So we switch it into D, and then you simply move this. You see how it's switched into fourth, third, second, first, second, third, fourth. Okay, so that means my transmission is shifting. So that is nice. And then let's see, the signal from component G14 charge air temperature sensor is faulty. Now some of these codes maybe is here because it's just noise, because the vehicle has been not started for a while. Communication of the engine control module is faulty. Communication with the brake system module is faulty. Okay, well, this is great that it actually tells me brake module. Now, I've been thinking for a while that this particular light has to do with my brake, like actual brake module, instead of just ABS sensor, because I did replace it and it never solved that issue. Again, communication with transmission control module, fuel level sensor has a short to ground. Interesting. Now, this is giving me a lot of codes. I'm not gonna delete these codes. What I want to do instead, since I was gonna like sort of like do like a comparison, and at this point we're just kind of like looking at the codes. Like we're not doing any tuning, programming like keys or like anything, or like ECU coding. We're just gonna look at the codes, and you could see it's giving me like all of these different codes. I want to see what my CR Plus unit says. So right here again, transmission control module, left rear wheel speed sensor implausible. Now I did replace it in the past. That was a long time ago. I think it's worth it to take a look at it again at that signal. But anyways, it's detecting that. So the signal of the stoplight switch is implausible. maybe I need to replace my brake light switch. Engine has excessive speed. Interesting. No CAN message from engine control module. CAN fault. The engine temperature from the engine control module is implausible. Let's see. CAN reception timeout. Steering angle sensor. Yeah, I'm having some difficulty right now with you hear that little noise, the little like noise. It's basically my power steering fluid all ran out. This is why it's making that noise. It's leaking somewhere, so I gotta figure out where it's leaking. Valve relay, stoplight, like this is so much. Cable left, rear axle speed sensor, cable RPM sensor. Yeah, that will cause transmission to do some interesting stuff. Voltage supply, backup lamp says discontinuity. That's true, they are acting up. Reversing light has a short to positive. CAN communications faulty. No or incorrect CAN message control. Stoplight switches implausible. Then all these other additional codes. Yeah, that's quite a bit. I was still having it plugged in. Let's just kind of like back up a little bit. Well, actually, let's just still, you know, connect to the Sprinter. We'll just go here and we'll do like system selection. And let's see, we have all of these different things we could go into. I didn't want to click on that, but that's a mistake that I clicked on it. Just gonna do CDI common rail. Read data stream. So it's giving me basically data stream for all of these things, which is kind of nice. I could also record it. There's fuel injection. So it's giving me data stream for that. This is not what I want to really look at. Okay, special functions, that's where I want to go. So, injector classification, change to injector classification. This is to test injectors for. Okay. See, we don't want to really do that. I just wanted to see what it does. We could see also how many injectors we have, and then cylinder 1. We could see different things here. We could put input value, adopt value, injector cylinder 1. That's the value. So like we could actually do coding for the injectors, which is nice. You don't have to code 2006 Sprinter injectors, but like anything newer, you replace an injector, you have to code them. So I mean, it's nice that you could actually get in there and actually, you know, code them and stuff. This is maximum wheel speed limit. It says 120 kilometers. 120 is right there, which is less than 80 miles an hour. So what about if we change that input value? Let's just do like F3. I wonder if this will actually change it. Like, so from 35, please, the value within the range from 35 to 132. Interesting. Let's just do like 132 then. And it says it's that, so I mean it's better than it was. So let's just hit F4 to adopt it. And then I'm gonna go back on that and we'll see that it adopted it. Okay, so I was able to raise the speed limit, but why is the maximum speed limit, that's kilometers an hour, like why is it only 132? What if I want to make it like 180? Let's just do like 180, what the speedometer says. Why is it? See, the entry is faulty. What about 135? That's faulty. So I guess it's only can be 132. Interesting. I wonder why we're limited with that, but cool. At least 132 is pretty good. I don't know what that converts to kilometers, but 100 kilometers, basically 60 miles an hour. Just did a little quick conversion using my iPhone, and it turns out I'm now able to go 82 miles an hour, which is, I'd say, they're probably trying to keep you within the legal limits, so you don't go over, because some highways allow you to go that much, especially in the Midwest. But still, I think some people want to go above 80. So we have other special functions. Activate control module CDI. What is that? Okay, let's just go back. Special function, clear codes, module information. And then there's all of these other things you could go into. Let's see, electronic stability program. Okay, so we could read fault codes. So it's telling me that timeout steering angle sensors, valve relays, stop cable left, rear angle speed cable. Okay. I mean, there's definitely a lot that you could do with this little unit here. I just want to exit out of it. At least I was able to actually access the Sprinter this way. I'm surprised the auto detect feature did not work. I do want to do this here. It's got all of these like European, Asian, American. Let's just see like American. It's European, Asian, Chinese. There's also history. So basically, let's just do like American auto detect. Let's just see if that changes, because the Sprinter's in America, so it was branded Dodge. So is it going to work? Nope. Okay, maybe I could fix that with an update, but I just did some updates. Let's see what it says in updates, because it, I mean, looks like apparently there's all these other updates, which I'm not gonna do right now. I don't know why they just keep coming up. So we also have a mall here, and this is some of the things you could buy, like some of the upgrades for the unit. Oh, interesting. So just because you have a Mercedes unit doesn't mean you could buy other brands. So Aston Martin, $63, Audi. So you could buy all of these other things separately. And of course, it can really add up if you're trying to buy it all. But if you just got a couple cars, just got this unit, you want to buy one more car, you can do that, which is kind of cool. So then it means it's going to be specific to you know, those other cars. That's nice that you could actually upgrade it. That's why I was like wondering. I've seen that in the updates. It was giving me the ability to connect to other cars. Okay. This is just OBD2. Sometimes it's kind of like a generic connection. I just want to see how that's going to connect. Whatever I did with that, like OBD2, it does say the VIN here. It does say something's here. So let's just say all protocols or enter. So read live data, readiness, read fault codes, clear fault codes, test results. Okay. What I'm wondering to see is like, where's all the programming in that we're talking about, like program your key and stuff. I mean, I don't know like where to really look at like in that stuff. So I actually was able to access the special functions. So I'm just gonna like back up a little bit. So when I selected the Sprinter, I just did automatic, you know, search and stuff, and then, well, let's just go back and I'll show you what I did. So I just did Sprinter, hit OK. The next menu is gonna pop up. I just want to show you. It's just, it's a little different on this unit. So you have automatic search, and then you have special functions. When you hit special functions, you could hit that, and then it shows you oil service light reset, brake pad replacement, steering angle sensor reset, electronic throttle sensor reset, ABS bleeding, tire pressure sensor, regeneration of diesel particulate filter, nice, injector coating, AdBlue reset, NOx sensor reset, relative compression. So let's just go to injector coating. Write the injector actual code, or write code in the ECU to the injector code of the corresponding cylinder. So it tells you that, which is fine. But is this just giving me a way for me to do that? Just information wise or something? Like, interesting. Basically, it was giving me like information right here, like why would you need to do like injector coating. It tells me the procedure, and now it tells you how to access that. So it says special function menu, entry path, automatic search, then system selection, then ECM, then you go to engine control, monolith, then special function, then teach in processes, injector coating, quantity adjustment. So that is kind of cool that it does that. But what about like AdBlue? So it tells you where to go for that. What about NOx reset? So it tells you what it does, and it tells you where to find it. What I did not see is, what about key programming? I don't see it here, so it's not really telling me how to access that, but it does advertise that it will program the key. So what is this manual select? Okay, so that's a Sprinter. Okay, what about automatic search? Is that the one that was failing in us? So it's just not working. This is something I'm gonna tell launch, because they told me it should be working, or they could tell their team. So we'll just do manual select. So we have all of these different models of Sprinters. So we could just select a Sprinter here. And it's nice that it makes it easier, because a lot of people get confused like which one to select, because there's definitely like a lot of different models. So the one you want to select for the 2003 to 2002 to 2006 is going to be this above. And then of course these other ones is different models. But then like the 906 is 2013 Sprinter, 906 2013, and then there's a 907, like all of these, like, but it tells you what years Sprinters they are. So we just need to select the top one, and we could just do the USA Sprinter, and then I'm just gonna do, instead of health report, system selection. And we have the instrument cluster, we have the immobilizer. I wonder where the key programming is. I'm just gonna take a look. I do have auxiliary heater on this. It wasn't detected, but like I'm not really concerned too much about it. So maybe I have to go to immobilizer. Okay, let's read. That's what about special function? What is that? So learn transponder key, locking and enable transponder keys. So I guess, yeah, it's located in an immobilizer. So if you click it, learn additional transponder key, erase all transponder keys and relearn the current one, and then locking and establishing transmitter keys. So okay, so it definitely is here. Then we have actuation test. That's actuation of central locking, so we don't need to do that. We could also churn like different things on. So let me just shut this vehicle off. We'll just have this like that. So let's see, like fan. It should cause the fan to run, technically. So communication error, so it's fine. So let's go to what is this instrument cluster? Let's just do this. That's actuation test. So actuate warning and buzzer, move instrument cluster pointer, indicator lamps, LCD. So let's see, actuate warning buzzer. The warning buzzer of the instrument is actuated for a period of 1 to 5 seconds. Actuation is started with key. Okay, so that works. What about move instrument cluster? Look, it's moving all of those things. So you could see everything. My gauges are moving everywhere how they're supposed to be. So that's nice. What about these? This actuation is equal to indicator lights test when the ignition is switched on. So let's just hit F5. So it tells me all of the things that can possibly be on, including water and fuel. So it does have it. So that was not coming on, but I don't know why it was showing me that it was like water and fuel before. So I'm gonna just go ahead and hit stop. Well, let's just go back. I don't know why their lights are just staying on. This is start. 5 stop. Okay. So then we have the LCD. Let's see. So the LCD display went off. It's not coming on. So what happened was on. It's off now. The LCD instrument cluster is completely switched off. So it's actuated now. Instrument cluster is actuated by pressing. Okay, so let's just do this. And if you quit this actuation by pressing X, LCD is reset to original state, okay? Well, let's just, I guess, go back. So there's all of those things that just kind of came on and looking all weird. So let's see. So it just now went off, and let's see if I go back. It does that. So let's see if I just switch the key off, so everything goes back as it's supposed to be. So that's fine. So now it might tell me that it lost power or something. Okay. So central locking system. So let's see, F3 lock doors. Well, it just went to this menu. I don't know why, but I wanted to see the fan. I don't know what that done. It just came here. So let's see. Switch on ignition. I mean, there's definitely a lot of things to mess with here. You could waste a whole day probably just like looking at this stuff. What is this? Backup assist. This printer used to beep when it was backing up. It doesn't do it anymore. But anyways, I'm going to plug in my iCarsoft CR Plus now and see how many codes we get. I didn't delete anything. Here's my handy dandy CR Plus unit. Forgot it's not a touchscreen, so that's one of the things. It's got like these little tabs here, so that one's a touchscreen, this one's not. So let's just do that. Sorry if it's not adjusting the light really good. So now it's connecting. I mean, you know, this unit, it's a pretty nice unit, but like, I mean, it's outdated now. I mean, there's a lot of new diagnostic scan tools. It says this vehicle has no codes. Great. So that other one detected a lot of codes. This one did not detect any codes. How about that? Let's just back up, I guess. Let's try another way. Let's just do like a scan. Oh man. Okay, let's just do a scan. And now you probably think I deleted the codes, but I will reconnect that other unit and you will clearly see that the codes are present. And what I'm wondering is that if I delete those codes, what's gonna be like? Is it going to, are they gonna come back right away or what? But if this is gonna tell me there's no codes, I mean, definitely for somebody that does not want to see any codes on their vehicle, you know, you would be pretty happy. But you could clearly see the launch unit told me I had all kinds of codes in here. Like, it was just crazy. And they were kind of detailed. I did not click on any of those codes because it would give me some definitions and stuff of what they're doing. So let's see if this does anything. So that was like a generic scan that I did at first. And it was telling me like no codes, but this does give me codes. You could see, I have to look these codes up. I don't know these codes from on top of my head. So there's 4 codes there. But in order for me to see all of these codes, I have to scan each individual thing. Like let's go to the transmission. And then there's also transmission shift. And I gotta read these codes separately. Well, with that other unit, it can tell you if the codes are present. So over here we have left rear wheel speed implausible. The signal of the stoplight switch is implausible, which I did have. Engine has excessive speed. Engine control module is message faulty. Engine temperature from the engine control module is implausible. So yeah, it had some of these codes. I don't know code by code. So now I don't need to really hook up the unit to do it right now. What I do want to do is in a later video is write those codes down and see what some of those codes actually are. It's a good thing, at least CR Plus, if you scan Sprinter directly, not just a generic scan, it is catching all the codes. So here we have something for the shift. So we have 7 codes here. The fault code is not found. The database code is not found. But the Mercedes one was telling me, well, the one specifically from Mercedes launch, it was telling me what all of these codes are about. Now, what I will do is next time I'm just going to scan this with a little bit better launch scan tool. I mean, I'm not saying that this one's not good enough. Just want to see what that unit's going to tell me. I mean, it's going to be bigger display. It's going to be a little bit more comfortable to try to make a video. And that's why I'm not deleting any of these codes. So I am, however, happy that this can still detect the codes. It's just, look, I gotta look each individual code up. Maybe I gotta update the unit so it shows it, but when I updated this unit, I only updated it like one time when it came in to the newer version. So maybe it needs updating again because it's been years. But even with the update that I did, it never showed those codes up. And I'm thinking that, look, even with the update that I did last time, it should have had like all these codes in here anyways. But who knows, you know. Can win them all, I guess. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I'll see you all in the next one. Sorry if this is not the video you were looking for, but this would be the video I would be looking for if I was interested to see like what these units can and cannot do, just to kind of like compare the two, just to gauge them a little bit. Of course, I need a little bit more time with that unit to figure it out exactly what it does. Even though it's a launch unit, it works just slightly different. I mean, it's still kind of like intuitive than some of the expensive ones that I have. So it takes time, you know, to get used to. But what can you expect? It's a $189 unit. So, and it's touchscreen, and it's still awesome. But anyways, take care, guys. Bye.